So I was editing that part 3 of the Cowboy Santa, and I noticed that I had the camera set up on the wrong side. I know better than that. Getting a whole lot of the hand in focus, but the carving out, I had to edit that out. So there's kind of some skips, kind of makes it look glitchy. But anyway, so I'm going to change the camera angle, and also on that, kind of how my process goes. I started that back in the winter, and then I stopped and moved on to some other projects, but I had that video. And then I realized that the video series that I had posted, that I had scheduled up, that Indian had ran out. So I was like, oh, I got to get this done. So I went back and edited the videos of the Cowboy Santa to go on there. But I'd also started this cottonwood bark, and I'm videoing it. So then I had to put this on hold, edit all that other stuff, and finish the butternut cowboy. So to the Santa. So I got in kind of a rush, I feel like, and kind of rushed through that. One of which, an example of that, is setting up the camera on the wrong side, so I got a lot of terrible shots. So sorry about that. The rest of that series I've already taped, and it's all on the wrong side, but taped. We don't tape anymore, I guess. But anyway, I'll edit it the best I can and get it out. Feel free to comment anytime that you see some stuff like, hey, seeing too much of the out of focus hand or out of focus carving, and just remind me of stuff, because I can forget that. Also, I do plan on going into some deep dive of close-ups, like doing the eyes and stuff. I've already kind of set these in, so it won't be on this piece. But and also in the comments, just let me know what y'all might want to watch. Okay, such is an introduction, and I'm fixing to get to part 4 or 5, whichever it is, of the Cowboy Santa. Again, apologize for the camera being on the wrong side, but here on the first part of this video that's over there, then I'll switch it over. Sorry about that. Try to do better. Hope you enjoy the videos. Like and subscribe despite all these errors I've been making. Thanks. Okay, working on the hat, what I do once I've got it to this, got it pretty well shaped the way I want it, and it fits the inside of the head, I just start smoothing this stuff off. I'll go around the side and then up under it. And I'll flip this tool over, because that way it'll be a little rounded. And then just do the same thing up through the front, but the grain changes, so you got to remember that. And the same thing on this side. I'll just go down. I'll try to do this right-handed. I can show you the front of this one this way, but like I'll just turn it over. Once I get that side cut down to the front, then I go in and hold it like that, a lot more control. Don't want that thing to slide off and start cutting fingers, but and sometimes, like here, you hit there's some bad grain, soft grain, right up in there that you really have to be particular about. Real small cuts and get it smooth. But that's the way the hat's made. And I'll just finish carving that out like that. Take this gouge, and I'll look and see how the hat goes down to the eyes, And like if I want it, that's why I left all this. If I want to raise it up, I'll carve from the bottom. Just carve this. I do want that up just a little bit, not a lot though. I know that looked close to my arm, but actually I was holding it so tight. Gives me a lot of control. Okay, I've raised that up just a little bit, like I said, not a whole lot. And I'll go in and start carving from the front to this part of the hat where it meets the head. And not taking off big chunks, because when you do that, you're pushing down and it'll break. So you have to remember to, and I know that because I've broken them some. And when those little pieces like that hit the floor and you can't find it, you can't glue it back. And I don't like to glue stuff back, but it will happen from time to time. Okay, I'll just work that on down. I'm at a point there where to do that I'll be getting in front of the camera a lot. So I'll just work that on down, but that's how I make the hat. And I'll shape it up and be done with all the top part, and then we'll get on the legs. Okay, so I went around the bottom of the coat with a V-tool. I cleaned up the top part. I always see one other deal though. I cleaned it up, so it's ready to go. Got the hat shape, and now we're just going to work on the legs. I'll clean off the base, and this one will be done. I get this big sweep, and right now I'm just going to get all these fuzzies off. You got to get all the fuzzies off. And that's one of the deals, if you're carving from a rough out, make sure you don't leave those on there anywhere. It's a new technique of carving there. One you don't want to follow, but I'll just go all around the legs and smooth them down. Just really a surface cleaning as far as getting these fuzzies off. I'm going to leave the backs alone. Oh yeah, not going to mess with those. Okay, now I'll move on down to the feet, the boots. Get this big gouge here. This is kind of a customary deal for me to start the boots around this way. This is a hard piece of wood right there. But boy, that grain's pretty. Alright, so I'll fight with this a little more than I want to. Thought I'd just get over there and man, I don't know if you can tell the difference in this color. Well, you can't because I'm not showing it, just this color and that. But man, this is dark. And again, just getting the, oh, it's got that big knot back there. I forgot about that. I'll show you that in a minute. This will be a better demo here. Just and I've got this one shaped with the toes of the boot touching each other, and I can usually I just let the tool decide, like this one's going to be curved up, the other one may be curved down. I'll go to the, here's the back. That's why that other boot is so dark and hard on the front. See that right there? And don't know how that's going to look, but just dive into it. And I mean, I don't know how the final product's going to look with that in there, but I know it's got, I got to carve a boot, so. And I'll use this big tool to rough it in. Same deal over here, but man, it's a lot easier. And like I said on my other videos, I use as big a tools as I can, as long as I can. That's about like rock right there. Man. Well, a lot of effort was put into that nut film, but filmed, videotaped, recorded, whatever. Again, just roughing it out, getting all that part out. Didn't miss a whole lot of earth-shattering technique. Getting this out is going to be hard. It's going to be some beating and banging. Have to use the mallet. Didn't think about that being such a challenge, just to get that off. what I do at this point is have an idea of what the boots are going to look like. That's going to come in some. That'll come in some curve like that, and this will come in and curve like that. So all that's got to go. Now it's a question of getting a chisel that'll fit up in there, or a gouge, or